Well, hi there. I'm Bill Johnson, member of the Vision and Leadership Board at Aldersgate United Methodist Church. In the vital ministry we want to spotlight today is our Northview Public Schools partnership. And our story began in 2013 when a team from Aldersgate approached the principal at Northview Elementary School to inquire about providing church members as mentors and tutors in the school. Partnership began to expand almost immediately. And today's spotlight is a prime example. We're talking with Mr. Greg Wells, director of the Northview High School Band Program. He actually has been on the staff for 11 years at Northview Public Schools. Actually, he was born and raised in the Northview School District, and all but 8 years of his life have been in Northview. So welcome, Greg. We want to talk with you about how this all began back in 2014, if you can believe it was that long ago, when Aldersgate wanted to build a bridge with Northview and expand our program a little more by offering this event that we've called the Wildcat Dinner and Jazz. We've had 6 years straight now, except for last spring when we obviously couldn't have the event. It's been a going thing. We've enjoyed it very much. It's actually a brainchild of our pastor, Jim Hodge, who thought this might be a great way to build that bridge. So with that, we're proud to say we've been able to contribute several $100s to the Northview Band Boosters each year, and made that by virtue of the proceeds from this Wildcat Dinner and Jazz event. So, Greg, thanks for patiently waiting for me to talk about Aldersgate. We do want to welcome you and share some moments together about this bridge event, as we call it, between school and church.
Thank you.
So, Greg, what would you say is a value that the Wildcat Dinner and Jazz might bring to your music program?
Yeah, so the value to that is multiple layers to me. So kind of on the early stages, it's, a performance opportunity for students. And with working with you and Pastor, that we've expanded that. The original plan was to have the jazz band there, and then to not only get more students involved, but other students outside of jazz band involved. We had the kind of the dinner music, if you will, going on during that as well. And that's really, at this point, kind of in the American culture, is the most likely scenario on where students could actually perform. The large ensembles are mostly community bands, things like that. So in terms of like getting out there professionally and playing, most of the opportunities are still in small groups. And it's also financially more feasible for those to be hired versus a band of 40 or 60 people. So, so that's just a good experience for them. It also makes those individuals in a chamber group, we call it. That's where one person is on one part. So there's not a section of trumpet players. If there's more than one, they're all on different parts. So it makes them stand on their own 2 feet and gain independence, and so hopefully some confidence doing that more. As we all know, for most people, performing and getting up in front of people is not something that's comfortable to begin with, and it's a learned trait to get comfortable and secure in performance. Having those opportunities in the small group in a friendly environment where it's a little less, everybody's staring right at you, and they're eating, they're mingling, they're talking, yet they're still usually pretty musically savvy people that are still listening and appreciate what they're doing. It's just very, very nice that way. So the performance side is really, really great too. The second thing that it helps is for me to push those students that way. I can kind of help guide and get these students into situations like this in small groups where they really do get a different experience than they do in the large ensemble, and it really improves them as an actual individual musician as well. another thing that I like is the cultural piece and just the social aspect of it. I'm a huge proponent of building a positive, just uplifting, supportive culture, the traditional band family, if you will. And this is part of it. I mean, breaking bread together and communing is I mean, we know, I mean, it's kind of been written about for thousands of years, and how good that is to do, and how much that brings people together. And it's just a wonderful thing to break bread together and eat and mingle and have a good time and have meaningful things with music. It's great. So I love that aspect about it. I love partnering with, you know, community, you know, whether it's a business or church or wherever. I really do think that the Northview School is kind of the flagship of Northview. You know, people don't come around to Northview and think, you know, it's this event or that place or this. It's like the school sort of defines Northview. And so for us to get out into the community is an important thing, and our administration supports that too. And then lastly, obviously, which has been amazingly gracious, including this last year, is financially, you guys have been so gracious to essentially host, provide all of this stuff, and kick back some money towards us as a fundraiser for our band too, which it's so crucial. So on all those levels, it's so nice to have, and I hope we can continue it.
Well, thanks so much for that good description of all of that. It's amazing. Can you think of anything Aldersgate can do maybe to expand on what we're doing now, help grow the partnership with you? Anything else?
This is really fantastic. Obviously, there's lots of opportunities for, you know, I mean, we have a large band community to help out with things, but there are always need for volunteers on our end for different things. You know, if there's other opportunities that, you know, someone in your congregation knows, like, hey, we could use a jazz combo to play over at our business here for a holiday event or a Christmas party or whatever it might be, those type of things. Or sometimes they have open houses or something that their kids are at and they want to have some entertainment or something. That's it. Because those are the win-wins that I really like, is when, again, we're essentially going out and having other performance opportunities too. Because I mean, ultimately that's what it's about. It's about making music and hopefully making music for each other, including an audience. So yeah, there's little things here and there that I'm sure we could continue to investigate.
Cool.
Man, the partnership that we've had with Aldersgate has been just such a huge blessing, honestly, to me and to the band program. I can't thank you guys enough. You've been so hospitable and just so open and welcoming. And, you know, it's incredible is for many of my students, that's sometimes the first and potentially only time they've actually been inside of a church. And for them to be in a situation like that, where they're surrounded by loving people that are just genuine and, you know, truly kind of exemplify Christ. It's not a scary place. It's not, you know, a place to be nervous about. That's a huge thing. So I'm really grateful for all of that. You guys are incredible. So thank you.
Well, thanks so much for saying that, Greg. That's obviously just a thrill to hear that. So best wishes, and here's to many more Wildcat dinner and jazz events when it's safe again.
Thank you.